Welcome back, fellow mobile gaming fanatics. I'm MyTyme, this is WWE Supercard, and apologies that there's been a delay in some content. I did do a video, then I had to work all over the weekend, and I've had problems with Bluestacks. I'm using something else at the moment, and yeah, long story short, I decided rather than merging a load of videos together to make a longer video, I cut the other video, and I'll just tell you what basically happened. Apart from the event, which was getting Nakamura, which you can no longer see, I did get him. I will come and show you that now, just to show you, oopsie daisy, just to show you that that was completed. So here we go. He is fully done up. I've gone for 3 toughness and 2 charisma on this card. Thinking of doing the same on the next card because I missed out on that Andre the Giant. So I'm thinking of making Nakamura, or maybe I'll balance his toughness and charisma. I haven't quite decided yet. We'll have to wait and see. Should be a road to glory this week for the second card of him. We'll have to wait and see. But I did 2 King of the Rings, and I got to the final of the first King of the Ring, which I was really pumped about, and I'll show that reward in a moment. And then I got knocked out in the semis in the second one against an all bot King of the Ring bar one other human. And in the semi-finals, I got destroyed by a bot that basically energized every game and knocked me out. Yeah, so that wasn't good. I won one game only because all my WrestleMania cards were called up, so that was the only reason that I won. This is against one other human. And as you can see here, C. Lopez is my only other person in here who is a human again, but I am down in 5th as it currently stands because I didn't worry for a while. I was sleeping and stuff. I was about 2 for 7, something like that, for quite a bit in this. Again, these are all bots, and I've lost a few games thanks to Low Blow, seems to Redneck World. They all seem to be energizing, and I lose all the matches unless it's the Diva, my Charlotte wins, my Sami Zayn will win, and my Christian will win. Anything else, I lose. So, well, that has been the trend anyway when the bots are fully energized. So I need to rely on these 3 matches being called for me to have a chance of winning. Now, alternatively, I could probably swap my Divas around, and that could potentially give me a win. Because if I did this, there was a chance that Brie would be able to beat some of the pros, especially if she procced. Maybe, I'm not too sure. And obviously the tag, even though it's incompatible, should hopefully get me there, but we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully they won't energize, and hopefully I can get to a final. So let's go and have a quick look what I got. I ended up getting, as we scroll down, you might see them in a moment, boom, Edge. So I'm in the process of finishing just training them up in stand exhibition games. So I wasn't disappointed to get Edge. I would have liked a pro, obviously, but you know what can you say? It's still I don't have a huge number of WrestleMania cards. I'm lucky to have a Pro Diva, and I do have 1 male pro now, so pretty happy with that. Pretty happy to get him. And as we scroll down here, team event finished. Apollo Crews, nice and sorted. So I'm going to claim that on camera. Not a pro for me, no, but a new superstar to make his way into WWE from NXT on the main roster now. In terms of actual card, stats aren't particularly great. I suppose that's no real surprise. He's the power and speed card, which is quite, it's probably quite surprising given the size of him. But I can see why, because he's quite athletic in the ring. He's extremely athletic, in fact, for a guy of his size. He seems to be smiling all the time. Crap, he gets involved with the crowd. I wouldn't have been surprised if they put charisma on him as well, but power, he definitely got to go for a man of his size. Speed, cool. So another person that we can potentially pro if we get to finalist King of the Ring. Now, we already know that the next road to glory isn't going to get us a Apollo Crews. So I'm really hoping with the kind of look here, if we look at the rewards, just at these 2, we've had Finn Balor and Apollo Crews here for the team event. These guys got nothing to do, well, Ryback technically has got to do with NXT, but Ultimate Warrior hasn't. Finn Balor, Crews, maybe because Nakamura is in NXT, maybe there'll be an NXT card for the WrestleMania undercard in the next event. Oops, sorry, that's what I'm kind of thinking after being completely wrong about what the actual event card was going to be, because I made my predictions based on it being a PCC. Well, obviously it was a ring domination, so my whole theory didn't make any difference. I was picking matchups that they could do when it was obviously only just an individual superstar. So while we have to wait on the network, I don't really know what I'm expecting. Now, obviously, there's a few people that I'd like to get to make a pro, but out of all the ones I've got, realistically, who could be an undercard? Well, we'll have a look in a second. We'll just come and show the point breakdown. Once again, I worked a bit, so I didn't get to play it as much. Now, Scott, I imagine, would put a huge effort in, 555, as did Mr. Error and CM Punk. Then you got Coco versus Raul, myself, all with over 350. Then James Wan and TNGR down there at the bottom. Now, the thing which was nicer about this version, we got it done a lot earlier. As you can see, the event still got 3 hours, 56 minutes to go. This was done hours ago, so done about probably 6 hours to spare, maybe even a bit more, because people didn't just do the early levels and stop playing and let a few people kind of grind out the end. Now, I admit I didn't do too many of the +1s. I did WrestleMania up until I think 620 points or so was when I lost my first +5, and then I didn't do any +3s. I came back in doing +1s, but for me, this kind of time and a couple of hours earlier is when I can really play towards the end of the events. So I generally get stuck in the grinding situation, but didn't have to this time. So big thanks to everyone that put in the effort to get that card. As I said, it'd be nice to have made a pro, but what can you do? What can you do? In the next video, we're going to have a King of the Ring, and what I'm going to hope, with 6 games to go, I hope it's going to be seeing me in the final and collecting a WrestleMania card. If not, I'll be really gutted again, really gutted, because, as I said, that's what I'm after. Now, we're not going to get Roman Reigns as an undercard. Could get Daniel Bryan. I'm trying to think how he would figure into things, but if I just look past that, technically could be Daniel Bryan, I suppose. Mr. Perfect, I'd say unlikely, because he's obviously a legendary person. AJ Styles we've just had, and Heath Slater, so I'd say Daniel Bryan's got more chance than that. Finn, unfortunately, no. Neville's just been a reward. Edge, again, retired superstar, not too likely. Devon, where would they be going with that if they put Devon? Not too sure, and you're not going to get Alicia Fox, are you? So Cesaro we've just had, Apollo Crews we've just had. So I suppose I've got a Devon, Edge, Mr. Perfect. I can't see any of those being undercards for Nakamura, to be honest with you. So I think it's probably going to be another NXT type person, or somebody with ties from NXT who maybe isn't too high up the list of cards in terms of how good they are. So maybe it would be Kevin Owens, possibly. I think that wouldn't be the worst idea that they ever had. We'll have to wait and see. So that's going to be it. I'm not really going to bother with any gameplay at the moment. I'm going to keep cracking on to see if I can get myself closer to that next ladder reward. As we can see down here, should be coming up to 20,000 games to get a random male superstar. I did hear back from supporting end. Can't remember if I said it in my last video. Long story short, they're not going to change it, although I could get them to change it if that makes sense, but I'm not going to go down that route. I'm just going to leave it because, as I said, the game's probably going to get a reset in the near future anyway. So, meh. Oh well. And 20,000 games. Hopefully that'll get me another pro. If I can get that in the next week or two and get myself just a couple more WrestleMania pros, get a Nakamura pro in that, maybe it'll help me in some of these King of the Rings to destroy some of these bots and actually be able to win a few. So with that all said, I'm going to shoot off, get back to a little bit of grinding. Apologies again for the delay in the content, but hopefully now I'll be able to get you some more stuff out, a lot sooner now I've had that kind of hectic, unplanned bank holiday weekend out of the way. Okay, peace out people, good luck with game, see you all soon.